Hey guys, Time Itself here. I've got some shotgun gameplay for you. Stupid Xbox Live Party destruction. Very nice KSG. And this is shortly after I started using it. It's just got a grip, and I don't know if I even am using a proficiency, if I would have even bothered to put kick on the thing, because, well, it's a pump shotgun. It's not going to matter what kind of recoil you get. Oh, you're kind of clueless. Anyway, I'm sort of wandering around the map here at the start. I've always had some issues with Dome. The spawns just get absolutely crazy, and at times it feels like the fact that we're able to take two flags and hold them on a third with green arrows, they'll run into that third flag and push them off, and it just feels like it's more work than it should have to be, just because the spawn system will favor them at that point, pushing them around, and we'll get killed by them right after they spawn. When you get to watch the guy who kills you die as part of your kill cam, and I mean die and respawn, and then yeah, and so that happens a lot on this map, and I have a lot of clips, I have gameplay and all sorts of stuff recorded, and I keep thinking about posting a very whiny, complainy commentary about this map and saying, oh my god, it's terrible because, yeah, the spawn system on this tiny map, the map more than spawn system is bad. What they did is they took their formula for spawning in Call of Duty 4 and finally went back and fixed the party rejoined, able to hear my team's callouts there, but they took that spawn system and they put them on these small, confined maps. And the maps aren't tiny, no. The thing is that there aren't any areas that are safe to spawn in. And so you see that guy that just spawned there? He spawned in the Charlie bunker behind me. And I have had multiple occasions where I'll run out to where that arrow is right now, kill him, and have him spawn in here next to the flag. I think I've said before, the best defense is one that keeps enemies as far away from their team's flags as possible. And while I don't like just sitting there waiting for him to come to me, if I charge out there, he's going to end up close to the flag, whether I kill him or he kills me. So, yeah. And you'll see there, they pushed over to Bravo. I wasn't prepared for it, and I got caught kind of out in the open there. It was an easy kill for some guys, so I'm going to come back up here, and it's really tempting to try to work around this tank and the Humvees, but it's quite a challenge because lots of lines of sight, lots of traffic routes through the area, people trying to run through, and if it was a low traffic area, I could work my way around it and try to get somewhere, but no, the map is just so small that everything is a high traffic area, and I guess that's what they mean when they say there aren't any ways to camp. But you'll see I put the Betty down, and that's the spawn point right there, and it works kind of like C4 did back in Modern Warfare 2. You put it on the spawn point and no one's going to spawn there. It kind of makes sense, I guess. They don't want to spawn a guy and have him immediately die to a bouncing Betty, so yeah, this is a major solution to my problem that I've been having when I'm trying to defend this Bravo room to Charlie bunker push, is that, yeah, I'll kill the guy and he'll respawn behind me closer to the flag, and what am I supposed to do there? So, until we completely flip the spawn, until they go past the Charlie bunker towards the Dome, I can work this area and not have to worry about getting shot in the back, or having to make a sudden rush down to Charlie, having people coming behind me, people knowing I'm running into the bunk. Yeah, it's a mess. Having them spawn in there is a serious problem. But again, my issue isn't so much with the spawn system, rather it's with the map, not giving them enough space to spawn in behind Charlie so that I can be aware that they're there before they get on the flag, or giving them enough space behind Bravo to spawn in even if we're pushing and running around. Now, this is actually more of an MP9 MOAB than a KSG MOAB, to be quite honest, much like the AA-12 one that I still have yet to post, I think. And it's just because the MP9 is a great gun, and it's a better gun in the situations I'm finding myself. Yeah, when they get in next to these blown-up Humvees, I'll switch over to the shotgun and do some work with it. But when they're further away, I have to use the MP9. Now, you'd say run around, try to rush them, getting closer, but this map again is so small that I can't run anywhere without being on a major traffic pattern. There aren't any back routes, any back alleys, or any funny corners to wait in to try to get behind them. So, yeah, again, it's one of those you can't camp, but it also makes rushing so much harder because they're expecting people to be in close. Everyone's ready for a close-range gunfight, so, having a shotgun gives you an advantage, but it's not it's not quite you're always going to win, especially with one of these pump shotguns. Oh yeah, I should say something about the Juggernauts, shouldn't I? My team, several of my members of my team, are earning recon Juggernauts and giving them to the enemies. We actually all did this for a while. It was kind of funny, you know, just mess with them, make it a little harder for us. We had to stop running the airdrop traps because they weren't smart enough to figure out that when the AC-130 flies over and drops a care package, it is a Juggernaut. Yeah, I'm whatever. And just more examples of why having a proper team with, you know, decent players and a modest amount of organization is ridiculously and it gives you the advantage. And this EMP8 guy, I think I kill him 19 times in this game. At least that's what Elite says. Elite also says I get 41 kills with the KSG. That's not right. But, I am this guy's nemesis, so enjoy watching me kill the same guy on different spawns repeatedly over the course of this game. It's kind of funny. But let's talk about the KSG. I had been using the Spaz quite a bit, got the damage proficiency on it, and used generally the same setup and kind of strategy with it, and just did not have as much luck. And I was trying to figure out why. So my first theory was, alright, they must have disabled a Hipfire aim assist on the Spaz. Nope, same as the KSG. I can't find much of a difference between the two guns, but here I am with just a grip on the KSG and doing pretty well. And you'll see I get an assist here, a rather epic assist for my MOAB. And I was really confused, and so the only thing I'm left with is that the picture of the gun on the screen, the KSG sits a little higher and a little closer to the center of the screen, and it makes it a little bit more natural to aim from the hip. The Spaz sits kind of down low, and it doesn't really extend to where the shots are going to go. And so with the Spaz, you end up relying much more on that little crosshair in the middle of the screen. That's all I've got. Aim assist, not a difference between the guns. It's just a visual thing, and for some reason that's making quite the difference for me. Again, like all the shotguns, if you've got steady aim on and you can hip fire, it's going to be more accurate than aiming down sights. It was to the point with this Spaz where I was thinking about lowering my sensitivity just to make aiming while hip firing easier. So here I am on the KSG, not having a bad time with it. So yeah, sorry Spaz, I found something better. So at this point, yes, I've earned the MOAB. I'm waiting to call it in. I'm telling my team, yeah, give him some more Juggernauts. I want to kill some Juggernauts with my MOAB. Yeah, we're having some silly fun. Now, I don't want to give the impression that the KSG does better at range than the Spaz, or that it has a particularly faster fire rate, so that you can engage multiple targets easier, or that it has more killing power. No, it's a fairly similar gun, just that it's a little bit easier to aim, and seeing as how that was one of the major problems I was having with the Spaz, that has been helping me do at least reasonably well with it. That, and I think I've also gotten a little more used to, I guess, playing like it did in Halo, where I'll turn first and then strafe to finish lining up the shot. Just because without the additional sensitivity of being aimed out sights, it is a challenge to aim. And seeing as how I like to swap back and forth between things like shotguns and using Stalker to run around, and with Stalker I'm aimed out sights, and so I want a little bit higher sensitivity. With the shotguns, I kind of like the lower ones, so I don't know what the solution is there. Anyway, MOAB time, and I'm going to try to get the shotgun in, but no, I timed it wrong. Oh well, that was pretty epic anyway. So the KSG, like all the shotguns, fairly exclusively a close-range weapon, and even then, fairly challenging to use, and that's why I used the MP9 for a lot of the kills I got here. A much better all-around gun. So I'm going to pick up my kills where I can. You know how it works. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm rather surprised I've been able to put together so many MOABs recently, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Speaking of shotguns, here's an even better shotgun. Kimbo FMG9s. I'd say they're better than the pump shotguns. Speaking of MOABs, here's another MOAB, this time with the M60 on Interchange. And another recent video, a short introduction, and then some discussion of teamwork in an RPG game, Guild Wars Alliance Battles. Again, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you later.